Morning, folks. I have to be a little quiet because it's only about 5:15 in the morning, and if I talk too loud, I'm afraid I'm going to wake Drew. I got a deal at our local Aldi, and I got these pumpkins for $2.49 a piece. They're Minnesota grown, and that's a piece, not a pound, a piece. So I'm going to try, I'm going to save the seeds, but I'm going to try taking this pumpkin from this stage to powdered stage to see whether or not, supposedly it's a good way to, you can reconstitute the powder into pumpkin mush for pumpkin pies, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins, whatever you want to use it for. So, I don't know, I've seen some other gals on TV, on YouTube do it. Tough getting old. And the idea is to try and leave it in just 2 pieces. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do this without some help. Let's see, maybe I can just crack it. Ooh, Jesus, shh, Lisa, shh, 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 shh. Well, I got it open. And of course, it doesn't look like there's too many seeds. But that's okay. I'm going to save whatever seeds I have. I'm going to save the seeds. And I've got a couple of recipes that I want to try roasting the seeds that I think, actually I don't know if I can have them or not. I'll have to look it up. They're seeds, but I'm going to take the seeds out of here. And when I'm done with that, I'll come back and start with the next step. Okay, I'm back. I cleaned it out fairly well. I don't know, can't remember if you're supposed to, how well you're supposed to clean it out, but this is going to be good enough. I got all the seeds out and most of the mush. Then what you're supposed to do is, the reason I only cut it into 2 pieces is because you need to leave the shell on, and you need to put the cut side down on the pan. Oops. Cut side down on the pan. I need to wipe that off. To keep the juices in. They say I'm going to cook this for from 40 minutes to an hour at 325, and I'm going to see how that works, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven and bring you back. We'll check it in about 40 minutes. Okay, I almost forgot to turn the camera back on while I was doing this. I've been to work and come back now, and hopefully, Wheel of Fortune's on. Hopefully it won't be too loud. But it actually, each one of the halves of these pumpkins took an hour, and I turned it up to 350. So it took a little bit. I think I probably could have left this in a little bit longer. I don't know. It's peeling pretty good. Just wanted to see that I'm just kind of peeling the skin off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in this pot here, and we'll see. I think I'm probably going to have to add some water to it. Believe it or not, sounds kind of strange, I know, when you're going to dehydrate it anyway. But I think maybe the other gals who I've seen do it online, I follow this one gal at Bev Wolfie at our Half Acre Homestead, and she actually added water to hers to make it, to help it be a much more smooth consistency. And it was easier to spread on the fruit roll-up trays, which is what you use to go ahead and dehydrate this. So I'm gonna take a lesson from her and see about doing that that same thing. This is actually going fairly easy. I will go ahead and bring you back when I'm done skinning it and I have it in the pot. Okay, here it is. I've gotten all the peel off of it now. I mean, obviously it kind of carves. It's pretty soft. I'm just gonna, I think I probably should have cooked it a little more. The other gals that I've seen have done it, it really is a heck of a lot more mushy than this. I think it'll still work, but I might end up adding more water than they did to get it to the stage where, nothing there, Dexter, it's okay, bud. To get it to the stage where I can kind of scoop it out onto the trays. Oops. I'm throwing it all in there. And the reason I'm kind of doing this, I know it's a bit of a pain in the neck, but I like doing this kind of stuff anyway. But Drew just absolutely loves pumpkin pie. He makes pumpkin pie year-round. He doesn't just have to have it for Thanksgiving or Christmas. He makes them all the time. And I figured this might be a better way to be able for him to have kind of a fresh pumpkin pie without having to pay for fresh pumpkin, you know, in the summertime when it's not feasible. And the fact that I got 4 pumpkins, I got 4 pumpkins for $2.49 a piece, kind of convinced me to go ahead and try it. Actually, I was at Walmart today, and they had pumpkins for $2.48, but they were only about this big around. And you saw the one, how big the one was that I got. The pumpkins that size at Walmart, they wanted $6.98 for. So I'm so glad that I went ahead and got the 4 pumpkins. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to put this on the stove and add some water and heat it up. And I don't know if I'll necessarily cook it anymore, but I do want to heat everything up, and then I'm going to use the immersion blender on it. And then there's just a bunch of pumpkin, and I'm not going to add anything to it except the water. And I will go ahead and bring you back in a little bit. Okay, just heated it up a little bit and added quite a bit of water and took the immersion blender to it, and now it's, I think it's nice and liquidy enough. I'm hoping. Now I just have to, gotta go get my fruit roll-up trays. Forgot about that. Sorry, taking too long. Okay, don't know how many trays this is gonna fill up. I think I've got either 4 or 6. 4 or 6 fruit roll-up trays. These are the trays you hardly ever know what to do with. Let's see. And I think I got 6 of them now. I'm just gonna put it on here, and they say you need to spread it. Let me move this so you can see what I'm doing. Well, hopefully this is. If I could turn back time. Oh, I don't know. This still might be too thick. Whew, I added a lot of water to it too. It's a nice, pretty color, though. They say you're supposed to, you know, obviously the thicker The thinner you spread it, the faster it's going to dehydrate. And then I don't know whether or not, I'm hoping maybe my blender will go ahead and be able to make short work of this and kind of grind it into a powder. Make it easy for him to go ahead and rehydrate. Well, that's about all there is to it. Okay, I'm going to go put it over on the dehydrator, which is over here. Oh, I need a bigger kitchen. Left over from the chili we had last night. I can put stuff away, but yeah, I guess. Okay. Go ahead and put this over here. So that's pretty much all I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing that for however many fruit roll-up trays I have. And then I'll probably go ahead and let it dehydrate overnight. And then I'll bring you guys back in the morning and we'll see how it's doing. Okay, just wanted to bring you back for a minute. I went ahead and did the other half of the pumpkin. Haven't squished it, haven't pulverized it or anything yet. I'm just going to put this out in the entryway. We're actually supposed to get some snow tonight, so I think it's going to be perfectly fine, just like a refrigerator out there. And I will go ahead and see about finishing this up in the morning. I did want to mention that it did take up all 6 of my fruit leather trays. And I have it at 135 degrees because that's the temperature you're supposed to do vegetables on. So I will go ahead and we'll check it out in the morning. Okay, good morning folks. It's the next morning. It's a little bit before 7 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and check and see how the pumpkin's doing. Let's see here. Let's see. Well, actually, it's drying out really, really well, but it's not done yet. I don't know if you can see. Oh, see, it's still kind of squishy in a lot of places, so I'll go ahead and put it on. But wow, it's gone down a lot. These trays were like full up to the rim. Looks like this would almost be done. So I guess next time I need to be a little bit more careful to get them a little more even, I guess, because there's places that are obviously really squishy, and then there's places over here that look almost dry. And you can see, I guess I missed some peel in some place. I thought I got it all. Apparently I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead. So let's see. I put it on about 7 o'clock last night. It's about 7 o'clock. So it's been 12 hours so far. But I did figure it out. And the average for me to run my dehydrator for 24 hours is about $1.70. So when I'm running all 11 trays, that makes it quite economical, even though it seems like it's on for hours and hours, and it helps heat the kitchen. So I guess that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. It'll probably be after, obviously it'll be after work before I can go ahead and check these again, and I'll bring you back then. Okay, let's see here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. It is now about 7 o'clock at night again. Had to work. Drew and I went out to dinner. Let's see if this stuff, might want to let it cool off a little bit, but so this stuff was probably on there longer than it really needed to be. Not sure. I'm going to see maybe when it cools. Right now it's kind of warm. See if I can, it feels like it's
Feels like it's dry. Oh, it's gonna peel off. Well, it's not really supposed to bend, I don't think. I think it's supposed to, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll wait and let it, sometimes this stuff thickens up. I guess I'll let it cool off a little bit. And then I'll bring you back. We'll see what's what. Okay, back again. This is cooled off now. It seems to want to come off the tray pretty easily. Oh, this is the little coffee grinder that I got for Black Friday, and I don't know. I think after it was all said and done, I think it ended up being free. Yeah, that's Drew over there making noise. I'm gonna make my own noise in a minute, but okay, let's see how this works. I don't know if that's too much or oops, too much or too little. Well, top's over here.
Those are big pears, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
Do you not like pears?
I love pears. I actually don't know how many carbs are in a pear. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll try canning some of them. What are they on sale for?
Well, you're not. I'm going to eat them.
Not if I get to them first. Okay, it might be a little noisy. Don't know. Let's see how this works. Well, it's powdery. Let's see. I guess let's get a bowl. I'll get a bowl here. And actually, there's some big pieces in there. So maybe I'll try doing it this way. Oh, there's still some left in the... Might be better. Wish I could do it in a little bit bigger batches. This might take a little while, but it's coming out quite nicely. Maybe I'll try doing it in a blender. Maybe that would work. Maybe I need one of those Ninja Bullet things. I've seen some women on YouTube. But when I first saw them, I was thinking, you know, I'm never going to want to pulverize that much stuff. I was wrong. Oh. Dig out the blender. This might take too long doing it this way. I did my stevia this way and that worked out okay, but that wasn't that much stuff. This is I've got a number of trays of this to do. It smells really good, I will say. Well, I want to go ahead and finish doing this tray, and I'll bring you back in a little bit and we'll finish this up. Okay. Couple more things. I decided to change this to a bigger bowl because I know I'm just going to need a bigger bowl. But when I poured it out, you can see that there's some left in there that's kind of doesn't want to. So that leads me to believe that there's still moisture in there, which is kind of what I suspected before when I was pulling it off. So couple of things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead after I've done grinding this. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on a couple of trays and go ahead and let it dehydrate just a little bit more, just so I can make sure that I've gotten all the moisture out of it. And another thing is I put some water on to boil, and I'm going to go ahead and rehydrate some of this so that we can kind of see if it worked. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't, but I figure maybe it might be kind of neat to see it rehydrated a little bit. So I have to wait for the water to boil. So I'm going to go ahead and get another tray and keep grinding, and when the water's hot, I'll go ahead and bring you back. Okay, let's see. Water boiled, so I'm going to take just a little bit of this. I don't think we'll need much to know whether or not it's going to work. And they say a quarter cup of this is supposed to, I think they're saying a quarter cup of this makes one pumpkin pie. A quarter cup of this, or maybe a quarter cup gives you 1 cup. I'm not sure. But anyway, you get quite a bit. And I've learned that the key is boiling water. Well, that might be too much water. I might have to add a little more. Alright, let me get another. Gotta be careful, I've got extension cords all over the place here. That's kind of... I'll just kind of leave it for a minute, and it already seems to be coming back to... I'm going to leave it for a minute, and I'll do a little more grinding, and I'll bring you back in a minute or so. Okay, actually, if you can see, don't know if you can see this, but gosh, I mean, it's only been a couple of minutes. Normally when you rehydrate things, they always say it's going to take about, between 10 and 20 minutes to hydrate, but this has only been a couple of minutes, and to me, I mean, it looks like it's totally hydrated. Back to what, pumpkin. Let me taste it. It tastes like pumpkin. Tastes like just pure pumpkin. That has some really good flavor. Okay, so I think this is kind of going to be a success. Well, no, it'll truly be a success if I can get Drew to use it for a pumpkin pie. Then I'll know it's a success. But in the meantime, I'm having fun doing this, so I guess that's what counts. But this is just coming out beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful powder. As I said, when I'm done, I'm still going to probably put it back on 1 or 2 of the trays. But I actually have the other half of this pumpkin. These 6 trays that I had were only half of 1 pumpkin, and altogether I have 4 pumpkins. So I'm going to get I'm going to be a busy little beaver for a while. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, this is a success. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them. If you know how, leave them in the comment section, or the next time we speak. Or you can have Gar text me or something like that, I'll go ahead and try and answer them. Alright, I'll move on. I'll probably do something else tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. Okay, good morning. It's a few days later. Just wanted to show you guys that this is the dehydrated this is 1 pumpkin. I wanted to see how much 1 pumpkin would take up. It's still a little bit, it's not as powdery. It's powdery. It still has a bit of moisture in it, so I think what I'm going to do is, once I'm done dehydrating all the pumpkins, I'm going to go ahead and dump the powder back onto some of the trays,
some of the fruit roll-up trays, and I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate the powder for a little while longer, just to make sure that I've gotten rid of all the moisture, because I don't, the tiniest bit of moisture in this whole, rigmarole would have been for nothing. But see how it doesn't, it's not coming, so there's still, a little bit of moisture in there. But, yeah, that's one pumpkin. So I'll probably go ahead and fill it up all the way to the top once I'm done. And this is 4 cups of dried powder, and I believe you need a half a cup of the powder in order to reconstitute it into 2 cups of fresh pumpkin. So I believe that there's about 8 pies worth in here by my calculation, which that'll last him for a little while anyway. I could be off on that calculation, but I'm pretty sure it's a quarter cup of dried powder makes 1 cup of pumpkin mush. So I would need, I believe you need 2 cups of pumpkin for a pie. If you only need 1 cup, then there's, a lot more pies in here. Anyway, he seemed willing to try it. He seemed to be open to the idea. The only part that I'm going to have to get him used to is learning how to reconstitute it, which shouldn't be that difficult. I'll probably just write it down on a cheat sheet somewhere so he can see it, and then he should be good to go. Okay, folks, that's about it. That is I would call that a success. I will probably go ahead and vacuum seal the jars, which basically means it should last, 10 or 20 years. Not that it, we're going to need it to last that long. I think he's going to like this idea. I think the taste of the fresh pumpkin is going to make him happy. And so I guess it's been a success, and I'll go get this on the computer and see if I can go ahead and upload it for you today. Okay, bye.